going to take a little while longer than the other guys to get up to the usual minutes.
Last year you started 18-2. I don't know how much of that was plannable, but
Coaching, yeah.
Do you give any credence to? I mean, do you think about hot starts, and you guys had Japan and all this? Is that even possible to focus on that?
I think every year feels a little different, and I thought last year you could feel it coming based on the way the previous year ended, 15-5 down the stretch. A great exhibition season last year, going 5-0, whatever it was, but not just the record, but it felt like our guys had something to prove, like they were trying to get back to where we belonged. And so there was a sense of urgency last year. And this year's different because we're the defending champs and it's a short summer. And then, just our unusual camp with the overseas trip and everything that happened this week. So it's a different vibe this week. I don't know what's going to happen, but it is a different vibe, but it should be. We're a different team.
You guys made a couple roster moves today, which freed up your two-way spots. Just what went into those moves from your perspective, and also how do you view now this kind of open competition for the two-ways?
Yeah, this is the worst part of the job is when you get to the end of camp and you have to release players. And today was not fun. Quindary, helped us win a championship last year. He was here all summer. He's a great teammate. He's a hell of a player. Lester did a great job over the last couple of months, coming in, putting the work in. I think both guys can really play, but for us, it was a positional decision. So we are just looking at our roster, and we're going to go in a different direction on the two-way front. And we're sort of, sorting through all of that here the last couple of days.
Hey, Steve, your second round pick, Guy Santos, recently tweeted he's going to Santa Cruz. Can you confirm that? And how do you guys want to see him develop this year?
I confirm that.
Okay.
Maddie?
Oh yeah, sorry. How are you looking at now going forward to fill those two-way spots?
Well, we've got a really intriguing group here. I think I mentioned the other night that after the game that this has been just a fantastic group of young players, including Lester and Quindary. So we've got some intriguing guys to fill those. We've got options. There are other players as well who out there who will be on the waiver wire that we could consider. So nothing has been decided. Nothing is set in stone, but we really like the guys who are here right now in camp. So we'll make that decision, in the next 48 hours.
What have you learned about your second unit throughout camp? And obviously the other night they played a lot, and you have a different kind of mix there of young players. And it seems like beyond the obvious athleticism, like Dante and Wiseman have clearly have some sort of connection on pick and rolls and stuff. I'm curious how you view that second unit and what it can become this year for you.
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. I mean, the Dante Wise pick and roll has been beautiful to watch. I think Jamichael and Wise have really looked good together, given the spacing that Jamichael gives us with the three-point shooting, and Wise being such a lob threat with two ball handlers who can run pick and roll. And intriguing. JK has looked really good with that group too. So it's exciting. We got a good crop of young guys, and Clay's absence has affected our ability to kind of explore different combinations, that we would look at with that second group. But I imagine we'll be doing that early in the regular season and figuring some things out.
Steve, do you see possibility with your second unit if if things go well with that group that would help you maybe save minutes for guys like Draymond, Clay, Steph, and those guys?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the dream. That's what you really want, is to have a potent second unit that can not only just hold the line, but can do some real damage and create separation. When that happens, then you're able to extend that run a little bit longer. It also might mean that they, by the fourth quarter, you've got a comfortable lead, and you don't have to ask for those extra 4 or 5 minutes from the starter. So, a strong second unit is important on multiple fronts, and one of those for sure is giving our vets some rest.
And JaMychal had 4 threes the other night. Shot looked good. Obviously, last year was a real drop off for him. How good has he looked overall in practices and so forth?
Fantastic. I love JaMychal. He's tough. He's a rebounder. He steps out and shoots that three really well. He can catch lobs and finish. You saw the putback dunk the other night. And he just knows how to play. He's been around this league for a while now, so he understands the flow and the patterns that happen before him constantly. So he's a fantastic addition. I look at him, like I did Otto and Belly last year, someone who just fits our style. I think the difference is he comes in probably prime of his career, great health, no restrictions really throughout camp. But the versatility that he provides with his shooting and rebounding means, he could play at the 4 or the 5, and he could play with literally any of our other bigs and be effective.
One more second unit question. How different does that whole group feel when you have a legitimate 7-foot center like Wiseman, who seems like he's made a lot of progress and potentially could contribute a lot this season?
It changes our look. That's what I like. And sometimes it's really effective to have a second unit that sort of does different things than the first one. And with James, he's such a threat on that dive, and he's looked great. He's just more comfortable and more confident. And as I said, I think one of the big keys is summer league, training camp. He's built this foundation, and now he's got 2 pick and roll ball handlers that he's playing with. It all makes sense. The pieces are all like fitting together nicely.
We've talked about a lot of depth, and you typically have a starter or 2 play with that second unit. I imagine that's going to be much harder now, but you don't see yourself going to the hockey sub pattern, do you?
I don't think so. It's tough to play 5 guys off the bench together. But it could happen. We'll see. But we could throw Clay with that group. We could throw Wiggs with that group. We could try different people. Moses and JK are both really playing well and having great camps. So got a lot of options. I think I've said this, but given the 82 game season, I think there's going to be opportunities for all those guys based on, rest and injuries and guys being banged up and missing a game here and there. Everybody will get their chance, but we got a lot of people who are ready to play and not enough minutes for them. I blame Bob for that, by the way. It's just, I don't know what he's doing, putting together this great roster. It's just, I got to talk to him.